10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello, all viewers. Welcome to the live broadcast of Khelo Chess India's 11th team battle. And right now, I am playing from white side, and I have an Ari named player from CSC team. You can see the names here, and you can see the team name also. So right now, the Ari is from CSC team, and I am playing from Khelo Chess India. So this session is where we broadcast live games from most high-rated players, that is around 1700, 1900, 2000, 2100, and 2200 as well. And these games always teach you something new, which is not generally being broadcasted at your or at the beginner's level. So these are always teaching something new, and we also witness a lot of combinations, a lot of I am I getting a piece here? So if you're looking at my screen, knight has captured the pawn on d4. I have a move knight cross d4, after which I might get a piece because this queen cannot capture back. He can play bishop to c5 and support and attack my knight, but I can just play bishop e3 in that case. Or just bring no, I cannot move the knight in that case. So let me just capture this knight, which is a free knight. Now bishop c5 is expected. So as I predicted, bishop c5 has been played, and after bishop c5 I have to save my knight. So to save the knight I have to play bishop c3. Now knight takes e5 is possible. Okay, so I have some comments over here in the left hand side comment section. So meanwhile opponent is thinking, let me just go through the comments section. Hi guys, please add my team also. Black resigned. Interesting. Let me pause the game and go back to the tournament now. So let me just quickly go through the chat section. So there is a query from Vishal Pabari. So Vishal Pabari, my team's name is Kolkata Dragons. So Vishal, please join our WhatsApp group. You can give your team name in the WhatsApp group or to the admins. We will add your team from tomorrow onwards. And there are some players who are advertising their tournaments. That's okay. Hey, Arjun, hi Arjun. I can see a comment from you. Parik says hi. Arjun the Grey says hi. So welcome Gujarat Lions. Yeah. Vishal, this number contact me. Okay. Vishal, if you go to our YouTube channel Khelo Chess India, if you are listening, I'll just paste the link in the chat so that you can go there and try to uh, join our WhatsApp group. From there, you can get the names, and let me just check who
Hi,
all
Arjun the Grey
are
says
playing
hi.
today.
So,
Okay, so I'm just pasting the link here. I am not sure if that will work. Yeah, I think it's working. So live coverage is here, guys. Click above link and subscribe to the channel. So the channel name is, guys, Khelo Chess India, those who are not aware. And okay, so let's check the teams for today. CSC team is playing today. Then we have Kolkata Dragons. Then we have Gujarat Lions, Chess Blasters, Khelo Chess India, WSDCA, Black Knight, 7 Star Online Players, and Board Conquerors. So all those viewers who wish to play but have not joined or created yet their team yet, you can join my team Khelo Chess India. It is free for all. And to know how to join, please go to my channel and check the video. There you can know the process. There is a video which explains how you can create your channel, how you can create your team from your mobile or from laptop or PC. So let's quickly check top games now. So two players playing now, 2100 rated players, and Destroyer is from Black Knight teams with a rating of 2111, while Vishal Pabari is from Kolkata Dragons with 2120. So let's check what happened in the opening. D4, D5, C4, C6, Slav defense, Knight C3. C6 is called as a Slav defense, guys, those who are not aware. Knight C3, Knight F6, Knight F3, D takes C4, and now E4. A4 is just to avoid the B5 and this A6 structure, which black generally plays to save this pawn. And then now E3, E6, bishop takes C4, knight D7, castles, bishop D6, queen E7, knight goes to E4. So this is a general way of playing. When you play a Slav defense from black side, you have to take control of this E4 square with the knight if possible. Knight takes E4, bishop takes E4, knight D2, and now bishop D5. I think bishop D3 could have been played here with the idea of F5, sorry, with the idea of E4 to trap the bishop. So bishop D3 and pawn E4, that could be playable, but then C5 or E5 is coming now from black side. So E4, bishop takes, knight takes, bishop E7, E5. Knight b6, a4, knight d5. So this knight is now very well placed on the d5 square. There is no pawn which can dislodge this knight from the d5 square. This is called as an outpost. f4, castles, king h1, sorry, knight b4, bishop e3, queen d5. So making some space for the queen to now enter the probably rook d8 can be played now, and queen can enter the e4 square as well. E4 and then queen knight back to d5. So rook d1, h5, b3, h4, queen f3, h3. Queen takes, pawn takes. I thought he would have played knight takes. Okay, if knight takes, then e3 was under attack, and after negotiating with, can we attack on b4? So, okay, so pawn takes, knight d2, pawn takes, king takes, and rook c8. So black is now slightly better, I think, with all the pawns, white's pawns which are already advanced. White is also under time pressure, and there are targets f4, d4, a5, b3. All these are targets for black. At the same time, black does not have any single weakness in his camp. You can see these pawns are all well aligned. This is a good pawn structure. There are no weakness in black's camp. This is how you should play, guys. This is the ideal way to keep your pieces safe, position a solid position, and then wait for your opponent to make a mistake. Okay, so what happened in the game? Rook c2, rook f2, rook c3, rook takes b3. So that's what I was saying, that b3 pawn was hanging. Rook takes bishop, and then rook goes to c1, king d7, rook c7, bishop d8, knight g5, king e7, rook goes to d8, rook d1, rook e8, rook c2, bishop takes a4, rook takes, king takes, and I think black should be okay in this position unless f7 creates some kind of mating threat. Yeah, that is what black wanted to avoid this f7 square attack and then give away the piece for free. Okay, still a long way to go. It's not an easy or ended battle. a3, rook a1, b5. Now the d5 pawn is hanging here. So interesting endgame. Both players are under time pressure. They have to perform well, especially White here who has the pressure of winning. So b3, and now knight has to come back or else there will be a queen soon on the board from black side. I think black could have just pushed the a2 pawn. So here, okay, I think black missed a trick. Let the game be over. I'll explain where I I suppose black could have won easily. Just few moves back from here. There were two pawns on a3 and b3, and now both players have locked up in an equal end game, unless some of one of the players make a blunder. So it's all about tactics, guys. Your tactical game has to be strong in time pressure. You should not miss any tactics that can give you an easy win. And now rook h8 is unstoppable. Check. The problem is that the black king is not having any shelter. So white rook is always going to give checks until there are no checks left so that the king, now look at the king, now king will go to 7th rank, and once king reaches there then white will attack the pawn. Yes, and now black might lose that pawn and white has a slight chance of winning. Most of the conditions a and h pawns are draws unless black makes a blunder. Now it should be a draw. It is difficult to get a queen from this a pawn. Only if you get a mating threats, only in that case you can create some tactics from white side and try for a win. Yeah, so probably this is going to be a simple draw now. Both players are holding they're repeating the moves now. Yeah, it's a draw. So let's go back to the tournament now. Okay, I just wanted to show you that game, that position wherein Vishal Parbi is from Kolkata Dragons. Yeah, he's from Kolkata Dragons. Let me just quickly check where is Vishal. Yeah, Vishal Parbi, and this game against Destroyer. So there was one particular position here where Black had a very good chance actually. So if I go back here to King G3, it is after the exchange of the pawns. I want two pawns on E3 and B3. Yep, just let me get to that position quickly. Yeah, this position, guys. So here A2 was winning according to me. This is what I was pointing out when the game was going on, that black could have played A2. He played, I think, more like a rook check over here. But A2 was winning here because there is two pawns on sixth rank. This is a thumb rule. Guys, remember, when there are two pawns against a rook, the rook cannot defend it. Two pawns against rook on sixth rank, that is sixth from black side. One, two, three, four, five, six. When there are two pawns on sixth rank, then a rook cannot defend it because either of the pawns are going to queen. So a2 was winning here. This is what black should have played in the game, and there is no way that white can stop the queens. Of course, he can have an ending wherein he can defend with knight and rook versus the queen, but still, I think black will hold an upper hand because of the queen on the board. Okay, so let's go back to the tournament now. This is what I wanted to explain. So if you go back to the tournament, we have CSC leading now with 21. Let me join the tournament for a game. CSC leading now for with 21 points. Chess Blasters following them with 16 points. Gujarat Lions on third with 14 points. Kolkata Dragons is a new team that we have today. They are on position number 4 with 12 points. Followed by my team, Khelo Chess India, which you can join anytime. I'll be happy if you join. WSDCA is Person Chess is leading from this with 6.7 star online players, Black Knight, and Board Conquerors. So if you have your new team, you can just send us the team name. We would be happy to add that team in our list. So I have got a game with Kagwa Master right now. Let me just try to play a simple game, not to experiment, not an aggressive approach here. Kagwa Master is online. He should make a move now. Knight f6. Let me play knight f3, keeping my opponent guessing which line I am going to play yet. I have taken away the Samish line because Samish line includes f3, or even in Nimzo Indian some players fear f3. So whenever you play knight f3, all the f3 possibilities are now gone. Kagwa Master is from the Chess Blasters team. So there are a lot of chats going on right now, guys. So if you see this channel, you can watch this live coverage, which is going on now. So I'm not sure why Kagwa Master is not making his move. I'm waiting for the move. Meanwhile, let's go back to the tournament and check what's the. Yeah, I know I'm playing a game, right? But I just want to check the standings. So from the personal point of view, Chess Lord from CSC is leading right now with 10 points. Mrinal Shah Chess is leading with 8 points. So both players are from CSC. Mrinal Shah Chess is 2140. That's a good rating and good. Actually, these games with 2100, 2200 players, it's very good to watch. We always can learn something new from their games. Sonia Atharva from Chess Blasters, Kalpesh Jain from Kolkata Dragons, Mai Shakti from Khelo Chess India, Bombay Rockers from Chess Blasters. So we have, okay, that's my move. Let me just try to go back and play my move. Okay, so we have gone into a King's Indian like structure where I'm trying to play a I think e5 is going to come now, right? So let me just try to play something different, which is not expected. Okay, so if I play knight g4, then the d5 pawn. Okay, let me play knight g5. Try to attack the e5, e4 pawn twice now. If I take with the pawn, the rook will take the. Let me just try to capture the pawn. I'll get an open file over here. Queen d2, attack the rook. I need to use this open file now as much as possible. E2 is hanging, and where can this rook go back? Go to c7. So now queen is threatening the even the e2 is hanging, right? So let me just put the rook in the e file. I'm just trying to trap this rook if possible. So e7 is the only square which is left for this rook. H6 is now expected. So h6, knight f7 is possible. King f7, knight d5. Yeah, right. So h6, knight f7, king f7, knight d5. This knight is pinned. I can play knight c7 later on. Let us capture the pawn on f7. Let's check what's happening. Now the e3 rook is hanging, as well as I have a knight c7 threat. I have bishop d5 coming up after knight c7. Bishop d5 after knight c7. And I also have a d5 threat sometime later in the game. So this rook, knight takes e7. So I got a couple of pawns for the exchange that I'm giving away right now. And let me capture this rook now. Okay, so I just want to make sure that this king is trapped in center. It's not allowed to escape back to its shelter on the g8. Now this rook is making sure that this king cannot go back to where it would have loved to go on g8 square. King goes back to e7. Let me just give another check here. Now knight e5, pawn takes, bishop takes. Yep, black resigns. Let's go back. I think that was time pressure which Kagwa Master was away for some time. He's a good player. I have played with him before. He's a very nice player. Okay, so let's check another game. Let me pause. And we have a 2200 player, that is Nikaru Hakamura, playing with Destroyer with 2-1-2-1. And let's quickly check what happened in the opening. It was a Dutch defense. D4, F5, G3, Knight F6, Bishop G2, E6, Knight F3, C6, castles, D6, C4, Bishop E7, Knight C3, castles, Queen C2, and Knight D7. What if Knight G5 now? What if Knight G5? Okay, E4, pawn takes, Knight G5. Yes, that's what I'm saying about. Put the pressure on the E6 pawn. Knight B6, and now C4, and now B3. So that knight is having the dance of its life. Very good outpost on E5, knight E5, H6. I think instead of knight E5, bishop H3 was better here. Bishop H3, you could have attacked the E6 pawn twice with knight and bishop. Okay, but let's see knight E5, H6, knight H3, queen C7, bishop F4, and knight goes to H5. Interesting. Bishop H6 is available now. Bishop H6, G6, Queen G6 check. Okay, so white prefers to play safe here. First Queen G6 instead of Bishop H6. Now Bishop H6 was possible, but Bishop is now off the board. So now Rook takes F4 probably. So if you just go couple of moves back, Bishop H6 here, G6, Queen G6 check, Knight G7, and then Knight G5, Bishop G5. Yeah, so it was not working probably. So Queen G6 is a safer option. Bishop F6 was played thereafter, and then Rook to E1. Look at this knight here, guys, on E5. A lone knight. No one likes to be alone like this knight. He needs to get back into the game as early as possible, and that's what Black has done. He has played B6 so that this knight can go back to B7, then to D8, and then to F7, and challenge this knight on E5. So what will this knight do? Will it go to B7? Yes. So B8, B7, D8, and then F7 is a good maneuvering of this knight just to bring it back to defense and get rid of this annoying. This is the move I was telling before. Bishop to H3 to attack this pawn, double, twice, thrice, and I think knight goes to G4 now. Knight G4 might be a good move. Threatening knight takes H6 check, and also attacking the E6 pawn with the rook. I hope guys my audio is clear. I can see a message from Subhash M. Hi Subhash, how are you? Hope you're doing well and safe at your home. So Subhash, if you're listening to me, you can reply on the chat. If you have any queries, any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Queen has to retract now. Queen has to come back. Let me reply Subhash. Meanwhile, oh, queen has been exchanged. Bishop has to come back to g2. Yes, to defend f3 square. Knight f3 check is now possible, and that is what I think black. Oh, black has a very good move up his sleeve. Bishop a6. Bishop a6, and now attacking the rook, and black is going to get an exchange here. Rook e8 is now kind of forced. So all the viewers, you must be seeing your comments at right hand side bottom of the screen whenever you post any comments in the comment section. The f4 pawn was hanging, right? Black could have captured the f4 pawn. White certainly looks better here unless there is some tricky combination available for white, because the pawn on e4, e6 and d5 are supported passers, and that's what I think are going to make a huge difference. Knight g4 was possible here. I'm just keeping this move back. Knight g4 I think was possible here. Knight g4 would have been simpler, probably. Bishop h3 was then expected, yeah. So better to exchange the knight and just push the pawns. Yep, a good approach by black. But now there is a big question in black, in front of black. D5 pawn is now critical, guys. If d5 pawn falls, then these two pawns might create some magic on the king side. Interesting position. Black is having an upper hand, and rook b7 I think is now possible from white side. Remember, White's king is away, so it would be difficult for him to come back and defend the queening squares from black side. That is a d1 and e1 squares. I think rook takes rook and pawn g7 should be possible. Rook takes rook and pawn g7. Even now, rook takes rook can be played, yeah, because of c7. But after c7, king d7 is available. King d7 now. Oh, a risky move by black. I think this is not going to be good for black here. Yes, black should win this one. Yep, there will be a lot of threats. Yeah, that's a simple move. And after queens, yeah, that's the game over. A nice combination at the end. Let us quickly check that combination wherein black made a blunder actually. Not blunder, but he missed out on rook check, king moves. D3 was a good move. Rook takes, and G7. So here, if king D7, because G7 is not possible now because of the rook on G1. So if king D7, then bishop E6 check is not working. Bishop C6 check is, and this pawn is not defendable after king D7. And once this pawn falls, this push is going to be very heavy for white. So that is what I was thinking in the game, that king D7 might be winning for black. Okay, anyways, let's go back to tournament. A very good game. Let's try to join back and play a game. So Chess Blasters are currently leading finally after so many days. Chess Blasters was struggling to reach number one, but as of now, still there are around 28 minutes to go, and they have got the first position now. So that's that they were waiting for this moment from last few days, but they have finally achieved the first place. Still, we have to wait till the tournament ends and decide who is the winner, but there's a huge gap between first and second, so other teams have to work hard right now to just get somewhere near to the first 40 is a score. And CSC is on 33, 7 points difference with the first point. WSDCA is at 30, Gujarat Lions on 27, Khelo Chess India on 21, Black Knight on 19, Kolkata Dragons on 18, 7 Star Online Players 14, and Board Conquerors on 9. So from the individual point of view, let's check are who all are leading right now. So Bombay Rocker from Chess Blasters is leading with 17 points. Then we have My Shakti from Khelo Chess India with 13 points. Chess Blaster with, oh, I have got a game with Vikram Soni. Vikram has played knight d4. I'll play knight f6. I will try to play in the center now as much as possible. So knight c6, queen b3, queen c1. I think that queen c1 or queen b3, three moves here. Queen c1, queen c2, or queen b3, which at least I saw in last few of the online tournaments. B3, I'm not sure. So queen c2, and I think bishop f4 can be played here. Bishop f5. Yeah, let's try playing bishop f5. I'm not sure if this works. Bishop d3, bishop takes, and now queen takes b2 is available. Castles, if I capture the rook and try to be greedy, can I survive? Do you like to be greedy, guys? Oh, that's the attack. Let me put knight on e4. Now the idea is if this knight moves, I'll capture the c3 pawn. Yes, that's what happened. Probably white missed it that I was attacking the c3 pawn two times. Rook c1 will be a blunder now because of knight e2 check. Anyways, I want to play knight e2 and capture the bishop on f4. Another free knight. And now again back to c3. I think game is done now. Yep. Let's go back to the tournament and try to play another game. So, mhm. So we were checking the individual scores. So Bombay Rocker from Chess Blasters is leading with 17 points, followed by My Shakti. Mridal Shah Chess from CSC is also playing well with 13 points. Ron from Chess Blasters is on 12. So you can see a 4 point difference between the first and second players. So second and third players have to buckle up now and try to win more games as possible to reach this top position. So Bombay Rocker against me. Let me just try to play d4, b6, and this is a Queen's Indian like structure wherein e4 is what black likes to feast upon. A fiery e4 square, bishop b4, and then e3. Okay, bishop b4 was not played here. Bishop e7, and now e4 is controlled by black. Okay, I will try to attack you as much as possible. The e4 guy, the knight on e4. Let me try to do some adventure here. I know this is not a good move, but I'm just trying to do some adventure. Just trying to play something off the book. If e cross d5, then oh, okay. Black doesn't want to experiment. He'll just play d6 and now e5. But I'm happier because this bishop is now shut off and I can live my life peacefully. I know this f5 and e4 squares are very well captured. Let me just try to take your space. e4 is expected now. Okay, so no e4. Let me try attacking. So if there is nothing, just try to attack the weak pawns, a7, c7. But pawn takes pawn was possible, right? For black. e3 would then have been hanging. I am just trying to play something riskier. a6 or knight e4 is expected. Pawn takes, and queen e3 check probably. Let me just try to first attack the queen and then save the knight. Let me capture it. And now knight to e4. I would like to just sit on the e6 square and attack as much as possible. Sit on e6 with this knight. An outpost. Bishop has to go back. Okay, so e3. I have to play queen d3 to have some control over the f5 square now. e6 and f5 and c6. So if bishop goes to c8, now bishop f5 is not allowed. Let me attack the pawn twice and thrice actually. So e2 will be expected now. Bishop g4 is kind of so e2 I cannot capture with the rook because of bishop g4. I have to think of something else in that case if e2 is played. h3 probably after e2. Yeah, I think h3 should work. I don't want to give good squares to that bishop. I like my knight on d4 versus the bishop on c8. I don't want that bishop to be a very good bishop sitting on my h3 square or g4 or f5 squares. Queen goes to h4. What is the idea? To capture my f4 pawn. Okay. And even rook is hanging, so I have to be careful here. Let me capture the pawn, which is free. I could be creating some tactics for black now. Can I play knight e6 now? No, but the f5 pawn will be in question. I have to play f5 first. Bishop d7 and now knight e6. The b2 pawn is hanging. I have to enter the ending with this extra pawn. Okay, so black is trying to check. Let's get the queens exchanged off the board. I think this should be winning for me if I won't make any blunder. If rook exchange, I'm happy. I have an extra pawn in the king and pawn endings. I have to find my okay. And if rook wasn't exchanged, then I could have gone to the f7 and tried to be smart on the seventh rank. Let the kings rock now. Thank you for creating a hole here. I can just reach the h6 and capture the h7 pawn. This was not possible before. I have to take care of the if there is any pawn breakthrough here. Yeah, I think breakthrough is coming. No, nothing to worry about. I think I am good here. Whichever pawn you capture, I'm going to capture back with the same pawn. So nothing to worry about. This pawn chain is going to remain intact. And black has resigned. So let's go back to the tournament, guys. I'll pause and try to check some games on top boards. So we have Doraemon from Gujarat Lions, an interesting ID, playing against Vishal Pabari from Kolkata Dragons. Let's quickly check what happened in the opening. Knight f3, d5, c4, c6, e3, and f6, takes d4, and c6. This is going to be like a bit of symmetrical opening, but the bishop is out on g4 from black side. Now c6 is what black should target to attack as much as possible. I think black is holding a very good position here, a lot better than white. Black just has to exchange the pieces, as much of them as possible now. I think a2 was possible here, right? If pawn a2, rook takes c1. Yeah, probably. So queen c2, rook a1, pawn a2, rook b2. Queen goes back to c7 and gives a check. g3, k5, queen b3, rook doubles. Yeah, I think black missed a win there. Let's go back quickly, guys, and check if the pawn a2 was available here. So this was the position where, sorry, this was queen c7 and okay. So here I was thinking about pawn to a2. Pawn a2 could have won for black probably. Pawn a2. If rook takes queen, then rook takes rook, and then a2. Rook a4. Okay, rook a4 is coming. Then rook takes, queen takes, and a1. Yeah, it was winning according to me. Yeah, let's go back quickly to what's happening in the game right now. So this is the ending which they have reached. Queen versus 3. Oh, I think they should be winning for black now. Too many pawns that black has. White is looking to get himself stalemated probably, but there is no way that the stalemate is now possible. Black has to be careful here. So I can see a comment from Aditya Srivastav. Excellent game. Thank you, Aditya. Hope you are learning something from these videos. I'm trying to explain as much as possible, whatever I can see on the board, just to make sure that you know, still not a stalemate. King h2 is possible. And now Queen g2 check and mate. Let's go back to tournament. So last 13 minutes of the tournament remaining. Chess Blasters are leading today on 44. Just 1 point difference between WSDCA team and the Chess Blasters. You can see here. And 2 points between Gujarat Lions. So last few games is going to decide who is going to be the winner of 11th Khelo Chess India team battle. So we have to stay tuned. We have to watch top games. Let us just go back and check this game between Nikaru Hakamura and Ari. So both are so Nikaru is 2216 and Ari is 2081. I really like this ID. This is a reverse name of Hikaru Nakamura, a US Grandmaster. So it's a London system game. This is a Carlsbad pawn structure. You can Google out, guys. A2, B2, C3, D4 versus this D5, E6, F7, G7, H7. This is called as Carlsbad pawn structure, and there are many articles which explain how you should play in this pawn structure. What should be your strategies as white as well as with black. So black has lost a pawn on e7, but how will white take advantage of this? Yes, so white is going to trying to go into an end game with a pawn up. Queen will be exchanged now, and knight will capture the bishop on c6. Yes, so that's what white is thinking about, to go in an end game with a pawn up. So single pawn up, guys, can help you win, and this is the example of how you can do it. This game, if you're watching, you are going to learn how to win even if you are single pawn up. So white in the opening managed to capture the extra pawn on a7, and that after capturing that pawn, white has exchanged most of the pieces on the board. There are just two rooks remaining now, so white has to play decently here and convert that one extra pawn into a win. And this is the game which will explain it how you can do it even if you are 1 pawn up in the game. Just make sure your king is having a very good position where you are trying to queen, and these two rooks, now the rook on a1 and c1, these are currently passive. They have to be activated. So we will now wait and see how white activates these rook. These two rooks are in closed files. Rooks have to be in open files to make maximum impact. Look at black's rooks. They both are in the open file, which are having maximum impact on the C file. But black is pawn down. So that's the question. How will white activate his rook and convert his 1 pawn advantage into an win? Now black is trying to switch the files into the A file now. B3, probably white is trying to play A4 now. Pawn A4. Okay, rook C2 defending the A2 pawn from the C file with another rook. Difficult position for white. He cannot give away his advantage, but he also has to make sure that he defends his pawn. So A4 was, I think, was a better move before playing rook C2 and allowing the black rooks to dominate in the A file. So if A4 would have been played, then there would have been some space on the queen side to defend, to put the rook backs on A1 and A2 square and save the A pawn. G4. So white tries to play safe here, just playing a small pawn move on the king side. Rook A3. Time's closing in on black. Black is just trying to defend now. And let me explain you why I like this ID Nikaru Hakamura, because this is the player, the original name of the player. He's an American grandmaster, Hikaru Nakamura from United States of America. He's a grandmaster. He is an excellent blitz player, and we have tournament coming up now on Chess 24 starting from 18th of April. There are top 8 players from world who are going to participate, and it's going to be a very very good tournament. You can watch the live broadcast on Chess 24 channel. I have made a video. You can check all the details there. I have given all the time zones, no matter which time zone, wherever you live. You can get the time at which the broadcast is going to begin. Just watch my video on my channel. So this is the player, guys, Hikaru Nakamura, and look at the idea of this player from Gujarat Lions, that is Nikaru Hakamura, and they have agreed to a draw. Okay, there is no way this. So let me just quickly show you where A4 was possible and could have given some chances for white to win. Okay, if we go back few moves, yeah. So after rook to A8, here I think A4 should have been played. Let us just ask Stockfish what he thinks about this position. Yes, that's what my move was, A4. So thank you, Stockfish, for supporting me. A4 is something that I would have liked to play here just to create some space. Now Rook can go to C2 and come to A2 and support this A pawn. And you can see the evaluation here. It is plus 1.7. If the value is positive, it is good for white. If the value is negative, it is good for black. Good for black. Yes. So let's go back to tournament, guys. For now, I will explain the mm, analysis later on how the engine works. But this is the tournament. Last 5 minutes remaining, and Gujarat Lions have taken the first place, snatching the first position from Chess Blasters. Once again, this is what we have been seeing from last 3 to 4 days. Chess Blasters are giving their 100% to get the first place, but every time in last few minutes, Gujarat Lions are snatching their victory from the jaws of defeat. Okay, so let's go back and check who are leading from the personal scores point of view. So Akash from Gujarat Lions is on 22, followed by Bombay Rockers from Chess Blasters on 19. So there's a gap of 3 points, and we have just 4 minutes left now. So the player who will prevail and win in the last few games will emerge out to be the winner and also the team will be winning in that case. So Vishal versus Pritesh Mehta. Pritesh Mehta is from WSDCA, while Vishal is from Kolkata Dragons. Let us quickly check what happened in the opening. E4 C6. This is called as Karo Khan defense. Those all viewers who are not aware which opening is this. Knight F3, D5, pawn takes D4, Knight C6, C3, Bishop G4, Bishop B5, E6, H3, Bishop F3, Queen F3, Knight F6, Bishop G4, Bishop E7, Knight D2, and now the bishop is hanging, so Bishop takes C6, Queen takes C6, castles. This is again, I am repeating a Carlsbad pawn structure. A2, B2, C3, and D4 versus D5, E6, F7, G7, H7, and I'm repeating again. This is a structure which you will see in many games. You have to study this structure and figure out how you can win in these structures, what plans you should follow so that you get good position and you don't make any blunders or you don't make any weak moves. So here black has offered a queen exchange and white has denied it. So white is trying to build a very good attack on king side, while black is trying to attack queen side as much as possible. H5 will be, I think queen f3. Yeah, queen f3. What if rook cross h5, g cross h5, and then queen cross h5, rook king goes to g7, rook g5 check, king f8, queen h8 check is not possible. So rook h5, gh5, is it working? I don't think so. It's not working right now. Seems tempting, but it's not working, rook h5. So probably white has to find some other move, or will he capture the h5? So last 2 minutes remaining, guys, and even the players are now entering the time pressure zone on less than 1 minute on the clock. Rook takes h5. Come on, white, you have to make a decision here. Pritesh, rook takes h5. I think, oh, g4. Exposing your king but trying to take a risk here. And after king g3, rook g1 check. Rook h, okay, rook h1 check is not possible. A good move, king h3, not king g3, pawn takes. I think you have to capture back with the rook and then pawn to h5 probably. Or king takes g4. Which one should white play? King takes g4, queen takes g4, or rook takes g4? Yeah, king takes g4 is what white selects. What will happen now? Rook g1 check. Rook h2 can be played now with the threat of rook g1 check. Rook h2. This rook can go to h2 square now, and then the threat will be of rook to g1 check because there is no threat on white black now. White, I think rook h2 was better first. Now king h3 and nothing now. So rook h2 was supposed to be played first. If rook h5, king g7 is simple. Hmm. I think black would be able to survive this one. Queen h4, no, it's not possible. Rook is hanging. Now the h4 is hanging. Rook c3 is the idea. Rook c3, queen c3, and queen f4 check. Queen takes king g7. Now the d4 pawn is hanging. Rook d3. White choose to attack the f pawn. Rook takes d4. e3. Check and capture the a2 pawn. So this should be an easy win for black. So tournament time is over. You can see the counter on the left hand side. I'm just waiting for this game to get over. But I think this should be easily winning for black with so many pawns. So I'll just go back to the tournament now. So that's the results for today, guys, with the 11th Chess Khelo Chess India team battle coming to an end with once again Gujarat Lions dominating the tournament with 64 points. Parik Hare Krishna leading from Gujarat Lions with 24 points, followed by WSDCA team with 51 points, or gap of around 9 to 13 points around with between first and second. And WSDCA team, we have Macau 7 with 22 points leading from WSDCA team. Then we have the Chess Blasters team with 50 points. Bombay Rocker with 19 points is leading from Chess Blasters. Black Knights Aman Chobe with 24 points, and the team is on 48 points. CSC team Mrinal Shah Chess 22 is leading from CSC, and they have ended up with 46 points on number 5, followed by Khelo Chess India, My Shakti leading from My Khelo Chess India with 17 points, and the Khelo Chess India has today finished on 6th place with 41 points. Then we have on 7th place, we have 7 star online players with Swapnil leading with 14 points and a team ending on 34 points. Called Kota Dragons is a new team that has participated. So Vishal Pabari from Kolkata Dragons is on 15 points, leading the team, and they have ended up with 30 points at number 8. Board Conquerors Mahesh Singh with 10 points. I think only 2 players participate from board conquerors. So Mahesh Singh, just make sure if you're listening, just try to add maximum people in your team so that we have a good competition. Minimum 3 players should be there in your team to play the tournament. 17 points is what board conquerors have achieved, and that's all for today's game, guys. Today's battle. I'll just scroll through the left hand side comments. There is some bad words. Ignore the bad words. Sure. Okay. So nothing interesting, guys. It's just a casual discussion between the players, and no queries on the YouTube chat as well. So as there are no queries, no questions, I nothing to answer for me. But if you want to play, you can go back to my channel and you can check the videos. You will understand how to play the team event, how to create your team, join a team, and participate in the tournaments. I have also created how you can earn from your home by creating a leeches tournament. Okay, guys, so all the chess players, I'm trying to help you out to earn something from your home without spending much amount, and this knowledge is completely free. So I request you all to subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and like the video if you really like it. Also, make sure that you post your questions as much as possible. I would be happy to answer all of them. And if you have anything, any suggestions in your mind that you would like to give us, we would be happy to take them as well. So you can go back to the channel, check other videos, try to learn something new, explore all the technologies that are possible in chess on our YouTube channel. And if you want to join our WhatsApp group, there is a description box below. If you just scroll down of the video, there is a link in the description box. You can join the WhatsApp group from there, and you will get the Leeches tournaments daily updates over there. So a comment from Shivam Gupta, great tournament. Yes, Shivam, I enjoyed a lot playing too as well as commentating. Hope you enjoyed as well watching the live broadcast. If you have played, all the best to you and congrats to you for your achievement. Make sure you get maximum teams and you can send in your teams to us on the WhatsApp admins. So that's all from my side, guys. Good night and have a very, very, very good sleep today. Tomorrow you might be going to your work or your online classes and other ways. So all the best to you. Take care until we meet tomorrow night again at 9:30 p.m. live on Khelo Chess India channel. Bye bye and take care. Good night.